Pigou is a senior consultant at the International Crisis Group. He joins us now from Johannesburg. Piers, good to have you on the show. I'm wondering if this agreement is able to be pulled off. It could be a huge turning point, not only in terms of the current president sort of disassociating himself with Robert Mugabe's policies, but sort of heal some very, very deep wounds in the country.
Well, I mean, it may also exacerbate tensions in the country amongst those who felt that there should be no compensation for these farmers. Bear in mind that there is a constitutional framework here to pay compensation for upgrades on land. This is not compensation for the land itself. So, this discussion over the value, the quantum, has been in play for a number of years. The farmers' representatives put a figure of $5.7 billion down, and there's been a negotiation basically to reach this 3.5 billion figure. Symbolically, it is very important that there is this acknowledgement and there is this commitment. But of course, the big problem is we've seen numerous commitments from this administration which have not been fulfilled. And of course, as the report and your introduction stated, the big question is who's going to pay and how are they going to pay for it? Because the country is really scraping the bottom now and is struggling to find financing for even its most critical priority areas, and compensating white farmers is not one of those.
Let me ask you on that. I mean, you make references of concepts like payment, of compensation, but at the end, how's this going to be funded? I mean, yes, there is a sort of a reference to bonds, and you need to raise money for bonds. But when you look at the economic situation of the country, it is in the middle of probably one of the worst economic crises, triple-digit inflation, shortages all across the board, whether it's currency, fuel, and rampant unemployment. It does not seem that the numbers add up.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. The agreement reached today and signed today is that there will be a prioritization of paying out elderly farmers because, they've been waiting for 20 years for this, most of them, and a number have died in the process. So there is a kind of a priority list that require attention. They've agreed to pay 50% of this money within the first year and then the remaining 50% over the next 5 years. Frankly, it doesn't look realistic. And it looks, as I said, in the context of a range of competing priorities for financing at the moment, it's not clear how they will proceed on this. There is an undertaking in the agreement that both the government of Zimbabwe and the farmers and their representatives in the valuation committee will also go and try and explore options for funding. Frankly, it doesn't look very optimistic from where I'm sitting at this juncture.
All right. International Crisis Group's Piers, Pigou, thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World.